Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Battle Bites here in World of Tanks. And today we are in the Cromwell Knight in a tier 6 battle. So we are top tier on this standard battle on the Karelia map. And this battle took place during the Hammer event. And if you recall, if you were around, that event required good performances. You either had to win or you had to place in the top 5 XP earners on your team in order to accrue the points you needed to unlock the Hammer tank. And so when an operation requires a good performance, well, I'm going to turn to my Cromwell and my Cromwell Knight. They are just my most fun tanks. They are my best performers. I really enjoy it. And when I can play them, it's always a joy. When I can play them and also complete an operation at the same time, well, that's just double dipping at that point, and that's great too. So what I'm trying to do here is to climb the hill, secure the middle. The great speed on the Cromwell Knight allows me to get up here really quickly and try and get some early spots for my team. We have some guys kind of camping the back ridge line, looking down the lane, the alley of death there, but nothing too aggressive on either team pushing the center. So I get spotted, but don't really get too much out of that. I do spot a couple tanks and get 1 or 2 assistance damages in there, but nothing great. So we're going to continue to poke, and from here, I'm behind some trees. I was surprised to get spotted, but it looks like there's an enemy tank kind of close in down there, and they probably were close enough to spot me, even through the protection that I thought was being offered there by those bushes. So we're playing a little cat and mouse game. We're just trying to light some targets up and get some assistance damage for our allies, and boom, big splash from the artillery there. So I know they're looking at me, so I cannot sit still. If I get spotted, I need to move right away because Artie is pre-aimed on this location. So I poke around for a little bit more. We're trying to get some spots. And, you know, low tier battles, the deaths, they can pile up quickly. So it's already 5 tanks removed from the game, 2 on our friendly team and on 3 from the enemy. And so we need to keep an eye on that and make sure that we don't let things get too out of control. This is a great tank, but there's only so much you can carry. It's not a tank that has a lot of armor, so you need to be in the fight from the beginning. If you get overwhelmed at the end, you're going to get punished. So here we have a great opportunity on the Panzer IV-H. We get to put 3 shots in. He's stuck in the open there, and just before our 4th shot goes in to secure the kill, one of our allies does a nice little snipe there and takes out that enemy. So that's our first set of damaging shots, and looking at the minimap, things are not looking great. The scores are even, but there is a big push to the north. They are kind of close to our base where our artillery is, and there's also an entrenched trio of heavy tanks to the south, and it looks like they're going to be able to hold off pretty well too. So we need to keep an eye on this and find out where we can provide some support. So there's a Fury here. Our allies getting double teamed, and I'm trying to provide some supporting fire here, and the gun is just not cooperating. Long range accuracy is not a strength of the Cromwell Knight. It's decent. I've got a good skilled crew and good consumables and all that on this tank, but it's still something that the tank struggles with at long range. And we're having some success now against the Excelsior. We are bouncing a couple shots, but we damage the ammo rack. And the great thing about this rapid firing gun, even if you miss, the next shot is going to be on its way very quickly. So now he's disappeared from our map. We're going to let a couple more rip, and there we see his corpse. So somebody else took that kill as well. So we've done some nice damage, no kills yet. And then I look down to the south here, and I think maybe I can help this guy, maybe I can do some good, and that's just not the case now. There are 3 tanks down there. Nobody at all is down in the valley except for me. If I went down there, I would die. I would get overwhelmed. So I'm going to get out of here, but first, there's a chance at an Su-122A, a Russian artillery. We took a shot at him, but we missed, and that will come into play later. No spoilers. So anyway, I decide to evacuate that position. Those heavy tanks should take a while to either attack our base or get back and defend their base or climb the hill. So I have a little bit of time to play here while those guys try to get into a position where they can be useful. As I'm advancing, I see the other artillery, the AMX. That's the French artillery, and we sneak a lovely little shot into just a thin part of the tank that we could see, and that's great. So we removed 1 of the enemy artillery, but we're still down 2 tanks in terms of the score here. It's 8-10. So we do a little scoot. We just avoid a shot from up on the hill. I think it was a T1 heavy. And now we see a KV-85 who's injured. And boom, he gets taken out by our Churchill. And now there's 2 more tanks here, a Churchill 1 and a KV 1. And this is the pivot point for the battle. We're down a little bit. We're not in a great position in terms of the map, but I see an opportunity here where I can really make a difference. Our allies firing from the front. I use my mobility to get around the side. I've got now the flush side of the KV-1, and now I've got the rear of the Churchill, and he cannot angle his armor against the guy in front of him, and also against me. I thought I was angled enough there where I could maybe get an auto bounce, but again, the armor on the Cromwell Knight is not great. I tuck in behind the other tank there. Churchills have rapid firing guns, and the Knight does not do well against them because of the lack of armor. Every shot that hits probably is going to penetrate. So instead, I duck in there, hide, and wait for my ally to finish off that Churchill, which they do. So now things look pretty good. We've evened it up. It's 11-11, and I'm going to try and retake the hill again and take the most dominant position on the map. And I do see there's a Churchill. Is that a Churchill 7 up there? I think it is. And he, again, is looking at our ally who puts one shot in, so we'll use the speed of the Cromwell Knight. Put a shot in, and we're going to get 2 shots in. Now I see his turret start to turn. Our ally puts in a 3rd shot. I want to get 1 more here, but I over-angle a little bit, or I let him over-angle with my movement there. I do track him. Put 1 more in. He's a 1-shot. I should be able to poke around this corner. I get the 1st shot. He is eliminated, and it's 12-12. I guess he did, or somebody did, take out the other ally that was up here with me. So now we know there's the artillery, and it's that Russian 122 that we missed earlier. A heavy tank, and I think it's the T1 Heavy that took a shot at me before. No, it's actually an M6, and also a medium tank, which we haven't seen yet. So I come down here, and I tell the Jackson, hey, Jackson, keep moving. There is an enemy artillery in play here. He's like, oh, yeah, you're right, thanks. So he starts moving. I start moving. We're closing in on this guy. We should be able to 2v1 him. And on the move, the Jackson gets destroyed in 1 hit. Open top tank. I think he had the open top turret there. 1 shot from the Russian artillery, and he is decimated. But thankfully, as I'm engaging the M6 from the front, our artillery puts 1 into him, finishing him off and removing that very dangerous tank who had me in a bit of a compromised position there. I probably would have won the exchange, but I would have had to trade at least 1 more hit to do so. So now it's 2v2, 2 medium tanks and 2 artillery, 1 on each team. And I know, guys, I know it's a tier 4 Japanese medium tank. There's no need for the premium rounds here. This was the hammer event. I did not want to throw it away. So I decide I'm going to load the premium while I hunt this medium tank. I do not want to have a shot that should go in and secure a kill and have it bounce for some crazy reason, from some angle, from whatever the case may be. I want to secure this win and get the points towards the hammer. So I'm loading up the premium, fully aware that it's not a necessity. It's just a luxury at this point, and I'm going to do it to try and help my team secure the win here, because every win is precious during this event. So we're going to run into the cap circle, and we see nothing. No, there he is. There's the Chi-He. It is the tier 4 Japanese medium tank, and we take our first shot and put 1 in. We take 1 in return. We put our second 1 in. Just 1 more should do it. Yes, we fire first and secure that kill. And now we're going to try to keep moving, prevent the arty from getting us. We don't want that arty to splash. We're going to change our course, do a little movement, and okay. So now I think I should be safe from the artillery. He won't know where I am at this point. So that artillery has a big old gun, and if he hits me, it's probably going to one-shot me. So I'm on the mic, and I'm asking our friendly artillery in the Guerrilla, please advance to the enemy cap circle. I'm thinking if he spots the enemy artillery and the arty starts chasing him, I'll be able to use my speed, maneuverability to get behind the guy, take him out, and secure the kill. If I spot him first and he spots me first, he might get lucky with the shotgun, take me out, and then it's a 1v1 fight for the artillery, which you never know who's going to win. It's going to be a coin toss. But if I can get the enemy artillery to fire at ours first, I know we'll get a win. Unfortunately, the Guerrilla is just not responding to my requests. He's not moving like he's going to go to the cap circle like I'm pinging the map and asking him to. I have another ally in the chat as well who's trying to get the message across. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. So I'm going to assume he's at least pre-aimed on the cap circle. And so I'm going to have to go and do this myself. But I'm going up against an artillery who's going to be dug in. He's got the element of surprise. I need to go to him. And anything could go wrong here. So once again, this is where that shot on the 122 missing is so big. Now, give me credit here at least. I do deselect the premium ammo. I go with a regular round. I know there's an argument for HE being the proper round here, but I've had too many times where I've gotten burned doing that in the Cromwell Knight. The gun caliber is too low. It's not reliable that it's going to pen, especially a Russian artillery piece. it's going to be a 2-shot to kill this guy anyway. Just load the regular ammo, take my 2 shots, and get out of there rather than relying on the HE to pen. And so there we go. We've spotted him. We're going to keep moving. Try to go laterally. We fire first on the move. I see he's trying to rotate to get me. There we go. 1 shot goes in on the move, and now he's come out. He's got his back away from the wall. I'm able to get around him. I would have been able to circle him, and our artillery was pre-aimed. We saw he splashed down there just after I secured the kill, but it wasn't needed, as that was a victory in the Cromwell Knight. 5 kills, and we had 2 that we were a split second away from securing. That could have been a 7-kill match. Nonetheless, a great result, a great outcome. Won a first-class mastery badge. We got high caliber. We completed a bunch of the operation medals, earned 2 points for that one, which was great. Put out 2,500 damage on top of another 800 assistance damage. Really nice result here in the Cromwell Knight. And so we'll just take a quick look now at the detailed stats, and we can see 1,873 base XP for our 5-kill game, for our 2,500 damage game. A fantastic result. A lot of fun in the Cromwell Knight. We'll take a quick look at the more detailed results, and we can see we fired 40 shots in that game. Definitely had the gun singing. Definitely firing at long range, and so only 27 of those hit. That's a below 75% accuracy, which, hey, it's not great, but that's the point of these rapid-firing guns. You can take chancy shots, and if they miss, no big deal, because you've got another one in the chamber ready to go. Of our 27 hits, we had 21 pens, so that was pretty good in terms of the penetration. Again, this was top tier, and 6 of our hits didn't penetrate. A number of them were against the Excelsior for sure. But, you know, at tier 6, we were facing Churchills and Excelsiors and the M6. So it's definitely some heavily armored targets. Not too terrible to see a couple of bounces there. So that's going to wrap up this episode of Battle Bites. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe for future content. We have just heard the recent announcement that the new British premium tank, the Hero tank, I believe they're calling it the T95, is going to be released, and soon we'll have the details on how to earn that tank. I will, of course, put together my best guess on an estimate for how much it will take in terms of time and games and commitment to earn that tank once the details have been released. They haven't told us yet if it's going to be an XP grind, or if it's going to be a point system, or if it's going to be something completely new. So stay tuned to the channel. I will provide you guys with my best guess for that and the maths that back it up once we have the details. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.